Turning 70 isn't an ending, it's a powerful new beginning. It's a stage of life where wisdom takes the lead, and the things that once seemed so important suddenly lose their grip. The pressure to meet expectations, the endless worrying, the need for approval, many of these concerns fade away, making space for something far more valuable: peace, purpose, and true fulfillment. At this age, we stop wasting time on what doesn't serve us and start focusing on what truly brings joy. There's a beautiful sense of freedom that comes with knowing who you are and what matters most. No more people-pleasing, no more unnecessary stress, just a life lived on your own terms. Today, I'm sharing 12 things that women over 70 have learned to let go of, things that no longer deserve their time, energy, or attention. Some may surprise you. Others may feel like a confirmation of what you've already come to realize. But I promise you this, number 12 might just change the way you see yourself forever. So stay with me. You won't want to miss this. Number 1, chasing youth instead of embracing vitality. For decades, society has conditioned us to equate beauty with youth. The relentless barrage of advertisements promoting anti-aging creams, hair dyes, and cosmetic procedures has ingrained in us the belief that aging is something to be feared and fought against. We are led to believe that wrinkles, grey hair, and sagging skin diminish our value, as if time itself were our enemy. But at 70, or at any age, really, true beauty is not about looking younger. It's about looking alive. Many people spend vast amounts of money on products and procedures that promise to erase the signs of aging. Yet, no matter how many creams we apply or how many cosmetic treatments we undergo, time marches on. Instead of accepting aging as a natural, inevitable process, society pressures us to resist it, often leading to frustration, anxiety, and even self-loathing. This obsession with youth can lead to a paradox. Despite all efforts to appear younger, many still feel dissatisfied with their appearance. They find themselves in an exhausting cycle of trying to fix something that isn't actually broken. Rather than celebrating their wisdom, experience, and achievements, they dwell on every new wrinkle and every strand of grey hair. I once had a patient, Margaret, who was in her late 60s. She had spent thousands of dollars on anti-aging treatments, everything from high-end skincare products to cosmetic injections. Yet, no matter how much she invested, she still felt insecure when she looked in the mirror. The advertisements had convinced her that she needed to chase youth in order to be beautiful. One day, Margaret had an epiphany. She realized that despite all her efforts, she couldn't stop time. So instead of fighting the inevitable, she chose to embrace it. She let her grey hair shine through instead of dyeing it. She stopped obsessing over fine lines and wrinkles. But most importantly, she shifted her focus toward things that truly made her feel good: regular walks in the park, eating nourishing foods, and engaging in activities that brought her joy, like painting and dancing. The transformation was astounding. Margaret looked more radiant than ever. Her eyes sparkled with energy, and her smile became her best feature. It wasn't about erasing signs of age. It was about embracing life, and that, more than anything, made her truly beautiful. If we shift our focus from chasing youth to embracing vitality, we can cultivate a far healthier and more fulfilling relationship with aging. Rather than trying to turn back the clock, we should invest in habits that enhance our well-being and make us feel our best at any stage of life. 1. Stay active. Movement is key to maintaining energy and health as we age. Regular walks, stretching, yoga, or strength training can improve circulation, boost mood, and keep our bodies functioning optimally. Engaging in enjoyable activities like dancing or swimming makes exercise feel like a pleasure rather than a chore. 2. Nourish your body. Eating a diet rich in whole foods, lean proteins, healthy fats, and plenty of fruits and vegetables can keep skin glowing and energy levels high. Hydration is crucial. Drinking plenty of water helps maintain skin elasticity and overall vitality. 3. Find joy in daily life. Engaging in hobbies, spending time with loved ones, and practicing gratitude can significantly impact mental and emotional well-being. Cultivating laughter and joy releases endorphins, which have been shown to reduce stress and enhance overall health. 4. Prioritize rest and self-care. Quality sleep is essential for repair and rejuvenation. Creating a restful bedtime routine and maintaining a consistent sleep schedule can improve energy levels and mood. Self-care doesn't have to mean expensive spa treatments. It can be as simple as taking a warm bath, meditating, or reading a good book. 5. Develop a positive mindset. How we perceive aging plays a huge role in how we experience it. If we view it as a decline, we may feel discouraged. But if we see it as a continuation of a rich, evolving life, we can embrace it with enthusiasm. Surrounding ourselves with positive influences, friends, mentors, and communities that celebrate aging can help reinforce a healthier perspective. The most attractive people aren't those who look the youngest. They are the ones who exude vitality, confidence, and joy. Beauty is not about having smooth skin or wrinkle-free hands. It's about the energy you bring into a room, the kindness in your heart, and the passion in your soul. So instead of chasing youth, chase experiences. Chase laughter. Chase moments that make your heart swell with gratitude. The glow of a well-lived life will always outshine any cosmetic enhancement. And that is a beauty that no amount of money can buy. Number 2, holding on to clutter and unnecessary possessions. A house full of things doesn't mean a life full of meaning. In today's consumer-driven world, it is easy to accumulate possessions, clothes we never wear, gifts we feel obligated to keep, sentimental items from years gone by. While we may believe that these items add value to our lives, in reality, they often weigh us down emotionally, mentally, and even physically. Decluttering is more than just tidying up. It is an intentional process of letting go. When we release the unnecessary, we create space not only in our homes, but also in our minds and hearts for new experiences, deeper relationships, and a sense of peace. Many people hold on to possessions because of emotional attachments, fear of waste, or a sense of responsibility. However, research suggests that clutter can have significant psychological consequences, increased stress and anxiety. A cluttered space can lead to a cluttered mind. Studies show that excessive possessions can contribute to higher levels of the stress hormone cortisol, leading to feelings of overwhelm and anxiety. Reduced productivity. When we are surrounded by too much stuff, our brains have a harder time focusing. Clutter competes for our attention, making it difficult to concentrate and complete tasks efficiently. Emotional attachment and guilt. Many people struggle to part with objects because they associate them with important memories or relationships. The fear of dishonoring a loved one's gift or forgetting a past experience often keeps items in our lives long past their usefulness. Decision fatigue. A cluttered environment forces us to make constant small decisions about where to put things, what to keep, and what to discard. Over time, this decision-making wears us out, reducing our ability to make more important life choices effectively. I once had an elderly patient named Helen. She was a kind, warm-hearted woman who lived alone in a house filled with items she had accumulated over the decades. Every shelf, drawer, and closet overflowed with gifts, souvenirs, and old clothes. When I asked her why she kept everything, she sighed and said, "I feel guilty throwing them away." Helen had a deep emotional attachment to these possessions. Many of them were gifts from family and friends, some cherished, some forgotten. She admitted that some items didn't even make her happy, but the mere thought of discarding them felt disrespectful. One day, we talked about the idea that objects serve a purpose, but when they no longer bring joy or usefulness, it is okay to let them go. I suggested an exercise. She would pick one item each day, hold it in her hands, and ask herself, does this bring me joy or serve a purpose? If the answer was no, she would express gratitude for it and donate or discard it. Slowly, Helen began to declutter. As her space became less crowded, so did her mind. She started feeling lighter, happier, and more at peace. She even found joy in giving away some of her items to those in need, knowing they could be appreciated by someone else. If you find it difficult to part with things, consider which of these common emotional barriers might be holding you back. Fear of waste. Many people feel guilty about discarding things they spent money on. However, the money is already spent. Keeping the item won't bring it back. Instead, consider donating it so someone else can use it. Sentimental attachment. While memories are precious, they live in our hearts, not in objects. Consider taking photos of sentimental items before letting them go. Future use fantasy. We often keep things thinking, I might need this someday, but if you haven't used an item in the last year, chances are you won't in the future. Obligation to keep gifts. Keeping something out of guilt is not a good reason to hold on to it. A true gift should bring joy, not burden. If you're ready to start decluttering, here are some practical steps to make the process easier. Start small. Begin with a single drawer, a closet, or a small section of your home. Tackling an entire house can feel overwhelming, but breaking it down into smaller tasks makes it manageable. Use the joy or purpose rule. As Helen did, hold each item and ask, does this bring me joy or serve a purpose? If the answer is no, let it go. Create a donation box. Keep a box for items you no longer need but are still in good condition. Knowing they will help someone else can make it easier to part with them. Set time limits. If you're struggling to make decisions, set a timer for 15 to 30 minutes. Declutter in short, focused sessions to avoid feeling overwhelmed. Follow the 1-year rule. If you haven't used something in the past year, it's unlikely you'll need it in the future. Digitize memories. Take photos of sentimental items before donating or discarding them. This allows you to preserve the memory without keeping the physical object. Declutter regularly. Make decluttering a habit, not just a one-time event. Set a schedule to reassess your belongings every few months. When you clear the clutter from your life, you open the door to many benefits. A calmer mind. A tidy, organized space reduces stress and promotes relaxation. More time and energy. Less clutter means less time spent cleaning, organizing, and searching for things. Financial savings. Once you declutter, you become more mindful of future purchases, preventing unnecessary spending. A stronger sense of gratitude. When we keep only what truly matters, we appreciate our belongings more. Easier transitions, whether you move homes, downsize, or go through life changes. Having fewer possessions makes the process smoother. Holding on to clutter is often about more than just physical objects. It reflects our emotions, fears, and attachments. But by learning to let go, we free ourselves from unnecessary burdens and make space for a more meaningful, intentional life. As you embark on your decluttering journey, remember, possessions should serve you, not the other way around. Let go of what no longer serves you and embrace a life of clarity, peace, and joy. Number 3, getting involved in every family disagreement. Throughout life, many of us naturally take on the role of peacemaker in our families. When we were younger, it seemed necessary, settling arguments between siblings, mediating disputes between our children, and even smoothing over tensions between extended family members. It gave us a sense of control, a feeling of being needed, and the satisfaction of keeping the family together. But as we grow older, especially after 70, this role becomes more of a burden than a benefit. Constantly inserting ourselves into family disagreements takes an emotional toll. It can lead to unnecessary stress, anxiety, and even resentment. More importantly, it prevents others from learning how to resolve their own conflicts. Linda, a 72-year-old woman, had always been the glue that held her family together. She had 3 grown children, all with strong personalities and different views on life. Whenever they argued, whether about parenting, money, or past grievances, Linda felt it was her duty to step in and mediate. She would spend hours on the phone with each one, trying to calm their tempers, offering advice, and urging them to see each other's perspectives. At first, Linda believed she was doing the right thing. She saw herself as a bridge between her children, helping them maintain their bond. But over time, she began to feel drained. The emotional weight of their problems became her own, and she found herself anxious even when there was no active conflict. One day, after a particularly intense argument between her 2 oldest children, Linda felt exhausted. She realized she was more upset than they were. They had already moved on, but she was left carrying the emotional baggage. It was then that she made a decision. She would stop getting involved unless absolutely necessary. To her surprise, when she stepped back, something remarkable happened. Her children figured out how to work things out on their own. They were fully capable of resolving their issues without her constant intervention. And for the first time in years, Linda felt a sense of relief. Why do we feel the need to get involved? Many older adults struggle with stepping back from family conflicts because of deep-rooted psychological and emotional factors. Here are some of the most common reasons. 1. A sense of responsibility. As parents and elders, We feel responsible for the well-being of our families. We spent decades guiding our children, teaching them right from wrong and protecting them from harm. It's difficult to let go of that responsibility, even when they're adults. 2. Fear of family drifting apart. Many older adults worry that if they don't intervene, disagreements will escalate to the point where relationships become irreparable. They fear that without their guidance, the family will fall apart. 3. Habit and pattern. For those who have played the peacemaker role for decades, it becomes second nature. Even when it's no longer necessary, they instinctively step in whenever conflict arises. 4. Desire for control. As we age, we start losing control over certain aspects of life. Our health, physical abilities, and sometimes even financial independence. Getting involved in family matters can create a sense of control, making us feel relevant and needed. 5. Seeking emotional connection. Sometimes inserting ourselves into family disagreements is less about the conflict itself and more about wanting to feel included. Engaging in these discussions can give us a sense of purpose and connection, even if it's stressful. While it may feel like we're helping, constant involvement in family conflicts can have negative consequences, both for ourselves and for the family dynamic. 1. Emotional exhaustion. Carrying the weight of family problems can lead to chronic stress, anxiety, and even depression. As we age, our ability to handle stress diminishes, making it crucial to protect our emotional well-being. 2. Strained relationships. Ironically, stepping in too often can cause resentment. Family members may feel like we're interfering or taking sides. Instead of bringing people together, our involvement might push them further apart. 3. Enabling immaturity. If we always step in to fix things, our children and other family members may never learn how to resolve conflicts on their own. By letting them handle their own disagreements, we help them grow and mature. 4. Impact on physical health. Stress from family drama can take a toll on our physical health. Studies have shown that chronic stress can lead to high blood pressure, heart problems, and a weakened immune system. 5. Loss of personal peace. One of the greatest benefits of aging is the opportunity to enjoy peace and contentment. But if we continue taking on unnecessary burdens, we rob ourselves of this well-deserved tranquility. Stepping away from family conflicts doesn't mean we stop caring. It simply means we prioritize our well-being and allow others to take responsibility for their own relationships. Here are some practical ways to do it. 1. Set boundaries. Clearly define when and how you will get involved. If someone asks for advice, offer guidance without taking sides. But if it's a recurring argument, gently excuse yourself. Example response: I love you both and I want you to work this out. I trust that you're capable of handling it. Be a listener, not a fixer. If a family member comes to you with a problem, listen with empathy, but resist the urge to solve it. Sometimes people just need a sounding board, not a mediator. Example response: that sounds really frustrating. What do you think is the best way to handle it? 3. Encourage direct communication. If two family members are in conflict, encourage them to talk directly to each other instead of using you as the messenger. Example response: I think it would be best if you talked to each other about this. You both deserve to be heard directly. 4. Shift the focus to your own well-being. Instead of focusing on family conflicts, redirect your energy toward activities that bring you joy. Hobbies, friendships, spirituality, or self-care. Example: join a senior yoga class, start a book club, or travel to a place you've always wanted to visit. 5. Accept that not every battle needs a mediator. Some conflicts are ongoing and have nothing to do with us. Recognizing that some issues will never be fully resolved allows us to let go and move on. Mindset shift. Instead of thinking, I need to fix this, try thinking, this is not my burden to carry. There comes a time in life when peace should take priority over proving a point or solving others' problems. After 70, our greatest gift to ourselves is the ability to step back, breathe, and let go of unnecessary stress. Linda's story is a reminder that sometimes the best thing we can do for our loved ones is to trust them to handle their own problems. By stepping back, we allow them to grow while freeing ourselves from unnecessary emotional weight. At this stage in life, our role isn't to be the referee of every disagreement. It's to be a source of wisdom, love, and calm. We've spent years taking care of others. Now it's time to take care of ourselves. The next time a family conflict arises, ask yourself, is this really my battle? If the answer is no, then let it go. Protecting your peace is one of the greatest acts of self-love you can give yourself in your golden years. Number 4, saying yes to everything at the cost of your own well-being. Many women grow up with the belief that they must always be available for their family, friends, and social commitments. The expectation to be the perfect mother, wife, friend, and employee often leads to an overwhelming sense of obligation. While being helpful and kind is admirable, constantly saying yes to every request can lead to exhaustion, burnout, and a loss of personal identity. When we say yes, too often, we unintentionally place ourselves last on our list of priorities. Whether it's agreeing to take on extra work at the office, attending every family gathering, or helping a friend move on short notice, the cumulative effect is a depletion of mental and physical energy. This pattern often goes unnoticed until we reach a breaking point, feeling irritable, fatigued, or resentful toward the very people we are trying to help. Many women in particular feel a deep sense of guilt when they decline a request. They fear being seen as selfish, unkind, or ungrateful. However, the reality is that consistently putting others before ourselves comes at a cost, our well-being. I once met a woman named Nancy who embodied this struggle. She was in her late 40s, a devoted mother of 3, and an active community member. Between school meetings, volunteering at her church, and supporting her aging parents, Nancy rarely had a moment to herself. At first, she believed that saying yes to everything made her a good person. She was proud to be reliable and available whenever someone needed her. But as the years passed, Nancy found herself constantly exhausted. She missed out on simple joys, a quiet morning with a cup of tea, an afternoon lost in a good book, or a spontaneous walk in the park. Her calendar was full, but her heart felt empty. One day, her doctor noticed the toll this lifestyle was taking on her health. She was struggling with chronic headaches, high blood pressure, and frequent anxiety. The doctor gently suggested that she needed to prioritize her well-being before she could continue supporting others. At first, Nancy resisted. She didn't want to disappoint her family and friends. But eventually she started to practice the art of saying no. She declined non-essential commitments, stopped feeling obligated to attend every event, and set boundaries around her personal time. At first, she felt guilty. But as time passed, something incredible happened. She felt a renewed sense of peace. She had more energy for the things that truly mattered. She started painting again, something she hadn't done in years. She enjoyed her evenings without feeling rushed. Her relationships improved because she was no longer offering help from a place of exhaustion, but from a place of genuine willingness. Why is it so hard to say no? Many factors contribute to the difficulty of saying no. Cultural and social expectations. Many cultures place a high value on self-sacrifice, especially for women. There is an unspoken expectation that saying no is rude or selfish. Fear of disapproval. People worry that setting boundaries will make them seem unkind or unhelpful. Desire to please others. Many individuals derive their self-worth from being needed. The validation that comes from helping others can become addictive. Guilt and obligation. Saying no can feel like a betrayal, especially when it involves family and close friends. Avoiding conflict. Some people would rather overextend themselves than risk disappointing or upsetting someone. When we overcommit, we pay a high price. 1. Physical health consequences. Chronic stress from overextending ourselves can lead to fatigue and burnout, increased risk of heart disease, compromised immune system, poor sleep quality, headaches and migraines. 2. Mental and emotional strain. Constantly prioritizing others over ourselves can result in anxiety and depression, resentment toward loved ones, loss of personal identity, feeling overwhelmed or trapped. 3. Decline in productivity and focus. Saying yes to too many obligations dilutes our ability to be fully present and productive. Instead of excelling at a few important things, we end up struggling to keep up with everything. 4. Strained relationships. Ironically, trying to please everyone can damage relationships. When we're overcommitted, we become irritable and less emotionally available. Over time, this can lead to frustration and misunderstandings. Setting boundaries is an essential life skill. Here are practical ways to say no gracefully. 1. Pause before committing. Before responding to a request, take a moment to ask yourself, do I have the time and energy for this? Will this bring me joy or fulfillment? Am I saying yes out of guilt or obligation? 2. Be honest but kind. A direct and polite response can be, I'd love to help, but I'm not available right now. I appreciate the invitation, but I need some time for myself. That sounds great, but I have other commitments that take priority. 3. Offer an alternative if you want to. If you genuinely want to help but can't commit fully, offer an alternative. I can't do that this weekend, but I'd be happy to help next month. I can't attend the event, but I'd love to catch up another time. 4. Use the delayed response strategy. If saying no in the moment feels difficult, try buying time. Let me check my schedule and get back to you. I need to think about this before I commit. 5. Practice self-compassion. Remind yourself that setting boundaries is not selfish, it's necessary. A well-rested and happy person can give more meaningful support than an overburdened one. Nancy's story is a reminder that saying no is not about rejecting others, it's about affirming our own needs. By setting healthy boundaries, we gain more time, energy, and emotional balance to focus on what truly matters. When we prioritize our well-being, we become better friends, partners, parents, and colleagues. Saying no is not an act of selfishness, it is an act of self-care. Every time you say yes to something unnecessary, you are saying no to your own well-being. Choose wisely, prioritize yourself, and the right people in your life will respect and appreciate you for it. 5. Striving for perfection instead of enjoying the moment. Perfectionism is often praised as a positive trait, something to be admired and cultivated. Many women in particular find themselves striving for perfection in multiple areas of life. A perfectly decorated home, a flawlessly prepared meal, an ideal appearance, or even the role of the perfect mother, wife, or friend. Society often reinforces these expectations, creating immense pressure to meet unrealistic standards. However, what many fail to realize is that this relentless pursuit of perfection often comes at a great cost. Stress, exhaustion, missed moments of joy, and even declining mental health. While wanting to do things well is natural and can be beneficial, there is a fine line between healthy ambition and destructive perfectionism. Perfectionists tend to set impossibly high standards for themselves and others, leading to frustration, anxiety, and a constant sense of failure. They may believe that if everything is not exactly as they envision, then it is somehow inadequate or unworthy. But in reality, the pursuit of perfection can rob people of life's simple pleasures. A friend of mine, Susan, learned this lesson the hard way one Thanksgiving. She had always prided herself on hosting the perfect holiday gathering. Each year, she spent weeks planning an elaborate menu, decorating her home to perfection, and ensuring that everything, down to the smallest detail, was meticulously executed. From handmade centerpieces to gourmet dishes, nothing was left to chance. That particular year, she decided to go even further. She scoured cookbooks for the most intricate recipes, spent days cleaning and preparing her home, and agonized over every aspect of the table setting. When the day finally arrived, Susan was physically and emotionally drained. She barely had the energy to enjoy the meal she had so painstakingly prepared. She spent most of the evening worrying about whether the turkey was cooked just right, whether the cranberry sauce had the perfect balance of tartness, and whether the silverware was polished to perfection. As her family and friends laughed and shared stories around the table, Susan realized she wasn't truly present. She was so caught up in making everything flawless that she had missed the joy of simply being with her loved ones. When the night ended, she collapsed into bed, feeling empty rather than fulfilled. That was the moment she understood. Striving for perfection had cost her the very thing she wanted most: connection and happiness. Perfectionism is more than just a desire to do well. It can become a mindset that dictates one's entire life. Research shows that perfectionism is closely linked to anxiety, depression, and chronic stress. When people constantly strive to be perfect, they set themselves up for disappointment because perfection is an impossible standard. Perfectionists often engage in all-or-nothing thinking, where anything less than perfect is considered a failure. This mindset can lead to procrastination, fear of taking risks, and an inability to appreciate achievements. Over time, the stress of perfectionism can take a toll on both mental and physical health, leading to burnout, insomnia, and even physical ailments such as headaches and high blood pressure. Moreover, perfectionism can impact relationships. When someone is constantly focused on making everything perfect, they may become overly critical, both of themselves and others. This can create tension in friendships, marriages, and family dynamics. A mother who demands perfection from her children may unintentionally make them feel inadequate. A spouse who insists on a perfectly clean home may create unnecessary stress and resentment. So, what's the alternative? The answer lies in embracing imperfection and shifting focus from unattainable ideals to meaningful experiences. Here are some ways to let go of perfectionism and start enjoying the moment. 1. Practice self-compassion. Instead of holding yourself to impossible standards, be kind to yourself. Accept that mistakes and imperfections are part of being human. When you make a mistake, treat yourself with the same kindness you would offer a friend. 2. Prioritize presence over perfection. Think back to your most cherished memories. Chances are they weren't perfect, they were real. Focus on being present in the moment rather than making everything look or feel perfect. Your loved ones will remember your laughter and warmth, not whether your home was spotless or your meal was Michelin star quality. 3. Challenge unrealistic expectations. Ask yourself, who are you trying to impress? Why do you feel the need to be perfect? Often the pressure comes from within, not from others. Challenge those internalized expectations and allow yourself to do things well enough instead of flawlessly. 4. Let go of control. One of the biggest challenges for perfectionists is delegating. Allow others to help, even if they don't do things exactly as you would. The goal is to share responsibilities and experiences, not to execute everything according to a rigid plan. 5. Celebrate small wins instead of only acknowledging big successes. Celebrate small victories. Did you enjoy a meal with your family without stressing over the details? Did you laugh today? These are the moments that truly matter. 6. Redefine success. Success isn't about flawlessness, it's about fulfillment. Shift your definition of success from achieving perfection to experiencing joy, connection, and growth. Psychologists emphasize that embracing imperfection leads to greater well-being. Studies suggest that people who adopt a good enough mindset tend to be happier and more resilient. When individuals let go of unrealistic expectations, they reduce stress, increase their capacity for joy, and improve their relationships. A common therapy approach for perfectionism is cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, which helps individuals reframe negative thought patterns. One of the key exercises in CBT is to challenge the belief that perfection is necessary for happiness. By gradually exposing themselves to imperfection, such as hosting a dinner without over-preparing or allowing themselves to make mistakes, people can retrain their brains to tolerate and even embrace life's natural messiness. Another therapeutic technique is mindfulness, which teaches individuals to focus on the present moment without judgment. By practicing mindfulness, perfectionists can learn to appreciate life as it unfolds rather than constantly striving to control it. At the heart of perfectionism is often a fear of inadequacy. Many perfectionists believe that if they don't do everything perfectly, they won't be valued or loved. However, the truth is that people are drawn to authenticity, not perfection. Imperfections make us human, relatable, and real. Think about the people you admire most. Are they flawless or are they genuine? True connection comes from shared experiences, vulnerabilities, and laughter over life's little mishaps. When we let go of perfection, we create space for deeper relationships, greater creativity, and more meaningful joy. So the next time you find yourself obsessing over making something perfect, pause and ask, is this worth my peace? Instead of striving for an impossible ideal, choose presence, laughter, and connection. After all, life's most beautiful moments are often the ones we least expect. The messy, unplanned, perfectly imperfect ones. Number 6, ignoring small health issues until they become big problems. Many women tend to dismiss minor aches, pains, and other seemingly insignificant health concerns, often attributing them to aging, stress, or daily wear and tear. However, what may start as a small discomfort can gradually develop into a major health issue if left unaddressed. The human body has an incredible way of signaling when something is wrong. and ignoring these warning signs can have serious consequences. This article explores why small health problems should never be overlooked, provides real-life examples, and offers practical advice on how to maintain overall well-being. The human body is constantly communicating its needs. When something is out of balance, it often manifests in the form of pain, discomfort, fatigue, or other symptoms. These signs should not be ignored, as they serve as early warnings that something may require attention. Unfortunately, many people, especially women, have been conditioned to push through discomfort or to downplay their symptoms. This can lead to a delay in diagnosis and treatment, sometimes with irreversible consequences. Common health issues women tend to ignore: joint and muscle pain. Many women experience joint pain, particularly in the knees, hips, and back, but often dismiss it as a natural part of aging. In reality, persistent joint pain can be an early sign of arthritis, osteoporosis, or even autoimmune disorder like rheumatoid arthritis. Early intervention with proper exercise, weight management, and medical care can slow the progression of these conditions. Chronic fatigue, feeling constantly tired, is often attributed to a busy lifestyle, work stress, or lack of sleep. However, persistent fatigue could be a symptom of underlying issues such as anemia, thyroid disorders, or even heart disease. If fatigue persists despite adequate rest and a healthy diet, a medical evaluation is necessary. Frequent headaches. Occasional headaches are normal, but frequent or severe headaches could indicate issues such as migraines, high blood pressure, or even neurological conditions. Ignoring chronic headaches could mean missing the opportunity to diagnose and treat a serious health problem early. Digestive problems, issues like bloating, constipation, acid reflux, or changes in bowel habits are often ignored. However, these symptoms can be early indicators of conditions like irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, ulcers, or even colorectal cancer. Persistent digestive issues should always be discussed with a healthcare professional. Shortness of breath. Many women assume that shortness of breath is just a sign of being out of shape, but it could indicate conditions such as asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, or even heart disease. If shortness of breath is recurrent or worsens over time, medical evaluation is crucial. Unexplained weight changes. Sudden weight loss or gain without changes in diet or exercise habits can be a sign of diabetes, thyroid issues, or even cancer. Paying attention to unexpected weight fluctuations can lead to early diagnosis and treatment. Jane, a 52-year-old woman, had been experiencing mild knee pain for several months. She brushed it off, assuming it was just a normal part of getting older. She continued her daily routine, ignoring the occasional discomfort. Over time, the pain worsened, and she found herself avoiding activities that required bending or climbing stairs. One morning, Jane attempted to climb the stairs in her home but was unable to put any weight on her leg. The pain had become unbearable, forcing her to see a doctor. After an evaluation, she was diagnosed with advanced osteoarthritis, a condition that had progressed to the point where surgical intervention was necessary. Had Jane addressed the pain earlier, she could have managed the condition with physical therapy, lifestyle changes, and medication, potentially avoiding surgery altogether. Her experience highlights the importance of listening to the body's signals and seeking medical attention before minor problems escalate. Doctor's advice: preventative care and proactive health management. 1. Listen to your body. Pay attention to any persistent or unusual symptoms. The body sends signals when something is wrong, and early detection can make a significant difference in treatment outcomes. 2. Regular medical checkups. Routine health screenings and checkups are essential for early detection of potential health problems. Preventative care, including blood tests, mammograms, pap smears, and bone density scans, can help catch issues before they become serious. 3. Maintain a healthy diet. Nutrition plays a crucial role in overall health. A balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats supports immune function, reduces inflammation, and helps prevent chronic diseases. 4. Stay active. Regular exercise strengthens muscles, supports joint health, and improves cardiovascular function. Incorporating activities such as walking, yoga, swimming, or strength training can help prevent common health issues. 5. Prioritize mental health. Mental health is just as important as physical health. Stress, anxiety, and depression can manifest as physical symptoms, so managing stress through mindfulness, therapy, and social connections is crucial. 6. Seek medical attention when needed. If a symptom persists for more than a few weeks, worsens, or interferes with daily life, seeking medical advice is essential. It is always better to address potential health concerns early rather than waiting until they become severe. Ignoring small health issues may seem harmless at first, but over time, minor problems can escalate into serious conditions. Women, in particular, often put the needs of others before their own, neglecting their health in the process. However, prioritizing self-care and seeking medical attention when necessary is not an act of selfishness, but of self-preservation. By listening to their bodies, staying proactive with regular checkups, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, and seeking early treatment, women can prevent minor health issues from turning into major problems. Health is a lifelong investment, and taking small steps today can lead to a healthier, more fulfilling future. Number 7, holding on to toxic relationships out of obligation. Not every relationship is meant to last forever, yet many people hold on to relationships that drain them emotionally, mentally, and even physically out of a sense of obligation. Whether it's due to shared history, societal expectations, or guilt, remaining in toxic relationships can take a significant toll on one's well-being. Toxic relationships come in many forms. They can be friendships, romantic partnerships, family dynamics, or even professional relationships. What makes a relationship toxic is the pattern of negativity, manipulation, emotional exhaustion, or even abuse that one party endures. Common signs of a toxic relationship include feeling drained or anxious after interactions, a lack of mutual respect and understanding, constant criticism, manipulation, or control, one-sided efforts where only one person is giving while the other is taking, feeling trapped or obligated to stay, despite the harm it causes. One of the biggest reasons people remain in toxic relationships is the feeling of obligation. This obligation can stem from long-standing friendships, the belief that time invested in a friendship should prevent its end, even if the relationship is no longer healthy. Family ties. Cultural and familial expectations often dictate that family bonds should be maintained at all costs, even when they are damaging. Societal pressures. The fear of judgment from others can prevent people from walking away from harmful relationships. Guilt and fear. Some people worry that ending a toxic relationship might cause harm to the other person, or they feel guilty for prioritizing their own needs. Carol, one of my patients, struggled with a friendship that was causing her significant distress. Her longtime friend, Sarah, was constantly critical of her choices, her career, her lifestyle, even her appearance. Every time they spoke, Carol felt worse about herself. She dreaded their conversations, yet she felt obligated to maintain the friendship because they had been friends since childhood. For years, Carol tolerated the negativity, telling herself that she owed it to Sarah to stay in her life. She worried about how Sarah would feel if she distanced herself, but deep down, she knew the friendship was draining her energy and self-esteem. After much reflection and support, Carol made the difficult decision to set boundaries and limit her interactions with Sarah. The result? She felt a newfound sense of peace and freedom. She realized that stepping away was not an act of selfishness, but an act of self-preservation. Holding on to toxic relationships often leads to increased stress and anxiety, lower self-esteem and self-worth, emotional burnout and exhaustion, difficulty trusting others in the future, a lack of personal growth due to being held back by negativity. When you stay in a toxic relationship out of obligation, you sacrifice your well-being. You may feel responsible for the other person's happiness while neglecting your own. However, it is essential to recognize that you are not responsible for fixing others at the cost of your own peace. Letting go of a toxic relationship is not easy, but it is necessary for your mental and emotional well-being. Here are some steps to help you navigate the process. 1. Acknowledge the toxicity. Recognize and accept that the relationship is harmful. Denial only prolongs your suffering. 2. Set clear boundaries. Limit interactions with the toxic person. This may mean reducing contact, blocking communication, or clearly stating what you will and will not tolerate. 3. Practice self-compassion. It's normal to feel guilt or sadness when letting go. Remind yourself that prioritizing your well-being is not selfish. 4. Seek support. Talk to trusted friends, family members, or a therapist who can provide guidance and reassurance. 5. Focus on healing. Engage in activities that bring you joy, build new positive relationships, and practice self-care. 5. Understand that closure may not come. Not all relationships end with a satisfying resolution. Sometimes walking away is the only way to find peace. Choosing to walk away from a toxic relationship is an act of self-care, not selfishness. Your happiness and well-being matter. If a relationship consistently brings you stress, negativity, or emotional harm, it's okay to let go. Surround yourself with people who uplift and support you, rather than those who drain your energy. Life is too short to spend it in relationships that do not bring you joy. By choosing yourself, you create space for healthier, more fulfilling connections that enhance your life rather than diminish it. Number 8, believing that it's too late to learn something new. Many people over the age of 70 assume that their time for learning has passed. They might think that acquiring new skills, picking up hobbies, or exploring new interests is only for the young. However, science and countless real-life stories prove otherwise. The human brain has an incredible ability to adapt, learn, and grow, regardless of age. Staying mentally active through learning can bring joy, purpose, and even physical and cognitive benefits. This article explores the importance of lifelong learning, the myths that prevent people from embracing new experiences, and practical ways to cultivate a curious and engaged mind, and at any age. The myth, I'm too old to learn something new. Why do people believe this? There are several reasons why older adults may feel it is too late for them to learn. Fixed mindset. Many people grow up with the belief that intelligence and learning ability are static. They assume that if they didn't master a skill when they were younger, they never will. Fear of failure. Trying something new often involves making mistakes. Some older adults may feel embarrassed or discouraged by their initial struggles. Social expectations. Society tends to emphasize youth as the ideal period for learning, reinforcing the notion that older adults should settle down rather than seek growth. Physical or cognitive decline. Some people believe that memory loss or slower reaction times mean they can't learn effectively. While aging does bring some changes, research shows that the brain retains plasticity throughout life. Modern neuroscience has shattered the myth that aging means an inevitable decline in learning ability. The brain remains capable of forming new neural connections, a process known as neuroplasticity. Studies have shown that engaging in new and mentally stimulating activities can enhance memory and cognitive function, reduce the risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease, improve problem-solving and adaptability, boost mood and overall mental well-being. One of my oldest patients, Mrs. Thompson, was 75 years old when she decided to take up painting. All her life she believed she wasn't creative, but after her husband passed away, she felt lonely and lost. Her granddaughter gifted her a set of paints and brushes, encouraging her to try. At first, she was hesitant. "I don't even know how to hold the brush properly," she said, but after a few weeks of practice, she began to enjoy it. Painting became a source of joy, relaxation, and even self-expression. Over time, she joined a local art group, made new friends, and even displayed her work at a community exhibition. Mrs. Thompson's story is a testament to the fact that it is never too late to learn something new. She not only discovered a hidden talent, but also found renewed purpose and happiness. The benefits of lifelong learning. 1. Cognitive benefits. Learning a new skill challenges the brain, keeping it active and engaged. Activities such as learning a new language, playing an instrument, or doing puzzles have been linked to improved memory and mental sharpness. 2. Emotional and psychological benefits. Engaging in new experiences can boost confidence and self-esteem. The process of learning fosters a sense of accomplishment and purpose, reducing the risk of depression and anxiety. 3. Social. Benefiting a class or group activity provides opportunities to meet like-minded people. Whether it's a book club, an art class, or a gardening workshop, social interactions play a crucial role in emotional well-being. 4. Physical benefits. Certain skills such as dance, yoga, or even learning to play a musical instrument involve physical movement. These activities improve coordination, balance, and overall physical health. Practical ways to start learning something new. 1. Start small. If the idea of learning something new feels overwhelming, start with small steps. Try a short online tutorial, reading about a topic of interest, practicing a skill for just 10 to 15 minutes a day. 2. Choose something enjoyable. Learning is easier when it's fun. Think about interests you've always wanted to explore but never had time for, such as music, playing an instrument, singing, or music theory, gardening or flower arrangement, learning a foreign language, cooking or baking, writing, poetry, memoirs, or storytelling. Use available resources. There are countless resources available for older learners. Community centres often offer classes specifically for seniors. Online platforms like YouTube, Coursera, and Udemy provide free and affordable courses. Libraries host book clubs and workshops. 4. Be patient with yourself. Learning takes time. Celebrate small victories along the way and don't be afraid to make mistakes. The goal is growth, not perfection. 5. Engage with others. Finding a learning partner or joining a group can provide motivation and accountability. Sharing progress with others makes the experience more enjoyable. As a doctor, I always encourage my older patients to stay curious and engaged. The key to a vibrant life is continuous learning. It doesn't have to be complicated or overwhelming. The simple act of trying something new can lead to unexpected joy, meaningful connections, and a healthier brain. If you believe it's too late to learn, challenge that thought. Remember Mrs. Thompson, who discovered a passion for painting at 75. Imagine what new experiences could bring joy to your life. Whether it's writing, music, dance, or something entirely different, the possibilities are endless. The only thing standing in your way is the belief that you can't do it. So why not start today? Pick up that book, try that recipe, take that class. Your brain and your heart will thank you for it. Number 9, avoiding technology instead of embracing it, a missed opportunity. Technology is not just for young people. It is a powerful tool that helps us stay connected, stay informed, and enhance our quality of life. However, many older adults still feel apprehensive or even avoid using modern technology. Why is that? Is it fear, lack of confidence, or simply reluctance to change? In this article, we will explore the reasons why many people shy away from technology, real-life stories of those who changed their mindset, and expert advice on how to approach technology in an easy and effective way. Why do older adults avoid technology? 1. Fear of complexity. Many older adults feel that technology is too complicated and difficult to learn. The transition from landline phones to smartphones, from handwritten letters to emails, and from traditional television to streaming services can be overwhelming. I just want to make a call like I used to. Why do I have to learn how to tap an app, enter a password, and update software? This is a common sentiment among older adults when faced with new technology. 2. Concerns about security and privacy. The internet offers many opportunities, but also comes with risks. News about online scams, identity theft, and hacking incidents can be intimidating. 3. Lack of proper guidance. Many older adults do not have someone to guide them step by step in using technology. They feel lost amidst terms like login, cloud storage, Wi-Fi, etc. 4. Belief that technology is not for them. Some believe that technology is only for young people. They think they do not need it or that it is too late to learn something new. 5. Fixed habits. Changing habits that have been in place for decades is not easy. When someone is used to a life without technology, they may not see a reason to change. Linda, 72, refused to use a smartphone. I felt it was too complicated. A landline was enough for me, she said. But when her children moved far away, keeping in touch became difficult. One day, her granddaughter spent an entire afternoon teaching her how to use a smartphone. At first, she struggled, forgetting passwords, not knowing how to open apps, and accidentally calling the wrong numbers. But with patience, she gradually became familiar with video calls, messaging, and even joining an online book club. Now, Linda uses her phone daily to chat with family, read the news, and watch her favourite programs. I can't believe I was once afraid of it, she shared. Benefits of technology for older adults. while maintaining social connections. Technology helps older adults stay connected with family and friends through video calls, social media, messaging, and emails. This is especially important for those living alone or far from loved ones. 2. Improving health and mental agility. Health apps help monitor blood pressure, heart rate, and medication reminders. Brain training games like crosswords and Sudoku keep the mind sharp. Online exercise videos help maintain physical health at home. 3. Staying updated and entertained. Older adults can read news online, listen to podcasts, watch movies, or learn new skills through YouTube and online courses. 4. Making daily life easier. Navigation apps help with directions when traveling or going out. Online shopping saves time. Banking apps allow checking accounts without visiting a bank. Doctor's advice: how to overcome the fear of technology. 1. Start with simple tasks. Learn how to use basic functions first, such as making video calls with loved ones, sending messages or emails, reading news online. 2. Ask for help. Don't hesitate to ask your children, grandchildren, or friends for guidance. If no one is available to help, consider joining technology classes for seniors at libraries or community centres. 3. Practice daily. Like learning a new skill, using technology requires practice. Spend 10 to 15 minutes each day exploring a new app or feature. 4. Keep an open mind. Technology is not an enemy, but a tool that makes life easier. See it as an opportunity rather than a challenge. 5. Stay cautious, but not fearful. To stay safe while using technology, never share personal information with strangers. Always update your software to protect your device from viruses. Seek advice before making online transactions. Avoiding technology can cause older adults to miss out on valuable opportunities to connect and improve their quality of life. Instead of fearing or rejecting it, try approaching it gradually and with guidance. Like Linda in the story above, with a little patience and willingness to learn, anyone can use technology to enrich their lives. Step out of your comfort zone and explore the digital world. You might like it more than you think. Number 10, worrying about what others think. A journey to self-fulfillment. Many women spend their lives seeking approval from others, whether from family, friends, or society at large. From a young age, they are often taught to be agreeable, to conform to expectations, and to avoid behaviours that might draw negative attention. However, by the time one reaches 70, it becomes clear that life is too short to live according to the judgments of others. The golden years should be a time of self-acceptance and personal fulfillment. Letting go of the fear of what others think is a liberating experience that allows for true happiness and freedom. For decades, many women internalize societal messages about how they should look, behave, and think. They are expected to be good daughters, perfect wives, and devoted mothers. They may suppress their true selves to avoid disapproval, making choices that prioritize others' opinions over their own desires. This often leads to feelings of frustration, regret, or even resentment. This need for approval manifests in many ways: dressing to please others rather than wearing what makes them feel comfortable, avoiding certain hobbies or interests for fear of seeming too old or silly, hesitating to voice opinions in conversations to avoid conflict, feeling guilty for making choices that prioritize personal happiness. These burdens can weigh heavily on a person's well-being. Over time, the pressure to conform can erode self-esteem and lead to a diminished sense of self-worth. But it does not have to be this way. A woman named Margaret at 72 had spent most of her life trying to fit into societal expectations. She always wore neutral colours, avoided loud laughter in public, and rarely challenged others' opinions. However, everything changed when she was invited to a formal event. She had seen a bright, beautiful red dress in a boutique and fell in love with it. But as she stood in the fitting room, she hesitated. What will people think? She wondered. Will they say I'm too old to wear this? Her daughter, noticing her hesitation, simply said, "If it makes you happy, wear it." That night, Margaret arrived at the event in her red dress, feeling more alive than she had in years. Instead of receiving criticism, she was met with compliments. More importantly, she realized that even if someone had judged her, it didn't matter. What mattered was how she felt about herself. From that moment on, she made a conscious decision to live freely. Human beings are social creatures. hardwired to seek acceptance from the group. Evolutionarily, being part of a community ensured survival. In modern society, however, this need for social approval can become overwhelming, especially for women who are often conditioned to prioritize relationships over individuality. As people age, they gain the wisdom to recognize that external validation is fleeting. The truth is, most people are too focused on their own lives to spend much time judging others. This realization can be profoundly freeing. Many psychologists and life coaches emphasize the importance of self-acceptance. Here are some practical steps to shift your mindset. Identify limiting beliefs. Ask yourself, what beliefs do I hold that make me seek approval? Challenge these thoughts. Are they based on reality or societal conditioning? Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Would you judge a friend as harshly as you judge yourself? Treat yourself with the same understanding. Focus on what makes you happy. Do more of what brings you joy, whether it's painting, dancing, traveling, or wearing vibrant colors. Surround yourself with supportive people. Spend time with those who encourage you to be yourself, rather than those who make you feel judged. Adopt a mindset of freedom. Recognize that at this stage in life, you've earned the right to live as you choose. When you stop worrying about what others think, life becomes infinitely richer. You start making choices based on your own desires rather than external pressures. You experience a newfound confidence and joy that comes from living authentically. Imagine wearing what makes you feel beautiful, not what others expect. Speaking your mind without fear. Engaging in hobbies without worrying about how they are perceived. Traveling to places you've always wanted to visit, regardless of others' opinions. At 70 and beyond, it's time to let go of external judgments and embrace personal freedom. Life is too precious to be lived according to the expectations of others. As Margaret's story shows, the simple act of choosing for yourself, whether it's a red dress or a new adventure, can be profoundly liberating. The best years of your life are the ones where you live unapologetically, embracing the joy of simply being yourself. Number 11. Neglecting financial planning, a costly mistake. Many people avoid dealing with their finances due to fear, procrastination, or a lack of knowledge. However, financial planning is a crucial aspect of a stable and stress-free life. Without a solid financial plan, individuals are more likely to experience financial insecurity, increased stress, and missed opportunities for wealth accumulation. This article explores the dangers of neglecting financial planning, the benefits of proper money management, and actionable steps to take control of your financial future. The consequences of ignoring financial planning. 1. Increased financial stress. One of the most immediate effects of neglecting financial planning is stress. Money problems are a leading cause of anxiety, depression, and even marital conflicts. Without a clear budget or savings strategy, individuals may struggle to cover unexpected expenses, leading to constant financial worry. Number 2, poor debt management. A lack of financial planning often results in uncontrolled debt. Many people rely on credit cards, loans, or payday advances to cover everyday expenses. Without a structured repayment plan, debt can quickly spiral out of control, leading to high interest payments and financial instability. 3, lack of emergency funds. Emergencies such as medical bills, car repairs, or sudden job loss can occur at any time. Those without an emergency fund may be forced to take on debt or liquidate important assets to cover these costs, further exacerbating financial difficulties. 4. Inadequate retirement savings. Failing to plan for retirement can leave individuals dependent on Social Security or family members. Many people underestimate how much they need to retire comfortably and delay savings until it's too late. The earlier one starts saving, the more they can benefit from compound interest and long-term growth. 5. Missed investment opportunities. Investing is one of the most effective ways to grow wealth, yet many people avoid it due to fear or lack of knowledge. Without a solid investment strategy, individuals miss out on potential wealth accumulation that could improve their long-term financial security. 6. Poor financial decision-making. Without proper financial planning, people tend to make impulsive financial decisions such as unnecessary spending, overextending on loans, or failing to negotiate better deals on purchases. These small mistakes can compound over time, leading to significant financial losses. The benefits of financial planning. 1. Greater financial security. A well-thought-out financial plan provides stability and reduces uncertainty. By budgeting, saving, and investing wisely, individuals can build financial resilience and confidently handle unexpected challenges. 2. Reduced stress and anxiety. Knowing that your finances are in order leads to peace of mind. Instead of constantly worrying about money, individuals can focus on personal growth, family, and other life priorities. 3. Better debt management. With a financial plan in place, individuals can track their debts, prioritize high-interest payments, and work towards becoming debt-free. This prevents unnecessary interest charges and improves overall financial health. 4. Long-term wealth accumulation. A strong financial strategy ensures that individuals can grow their wealth over time. Whether through savings accounts, investments, or real estate, structured planning allows for financial freedom and independence. 5. Improved retirement readiness. Planning early for retirement ensures that individuals have enough resources to maintain their lifestyle after they stop working. With tools like 401k plans, IRAs, and other investment vehicles, financial planning makes retirement more comfortable and stress-free. Steps to take control of your financial future. 1. Assess your current financial situation. Start by evaluating your income, expenses, debts, and savings. Understanding where your money goes each month is crucial for making informed financial decisions. 2. Set financial goals. Establish short-term and long-term financial goals. Short-term goals may include paying off credit card debt or saving for a vacation, while long-term goals can focus on home ownership, retirement, or investment growth. 3. Create a budget. A budget helps you allocate your income effectively. Categorize expenses into essentials, rent, utilities, groceries, and non-essentials, entertainment, dining out. Track spending to identify areas where you can cut back and save more. 4. Build an emergency fund. Financial experts recommend having at least 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses saved in an emergency fund. This provides a safety net in case of unexpected financial hardships. 5. Pay off debt strategically. Develop a plan to eliminate debt. Use strategies such as the snowball method, paying off the smallest debt first for motivation, or the avalanche method, paying off the highest interest debt first to save money on interest. 6. Start saving and investing. Begin contributing to a retirement account as early as possible. Take advantage of employer-sponsored plans like a 401k or open an IRA. Consider investing in stocks, mutual funds, or real estate to build long-term wealth. 7. Seek professional guidance. If financial planning feels overwhelming, consider consulting a financial advisor. A professional can help tailor a financial plan based on your income, expenses, and future goals. 8. Continually monitor and adjust. Financial planning is not a one-time task, but an ongoing process. Regularly review your budget, savings, and investment portfolio to ensure you stay on track with your goals. Neglecting financial planning can lead to unnecessary stress, debt accumulation, and financial insecurity. However, by taking proactive steps such as budgeting, saving, and investing, individuals can build a strong financial foundation for the future. Consulting a financial advisor, staying informed about money management strategies, and maintaining financial discipline are key to achieving long-term financial success. The sooner you take control of your finances, the brighter and more secure your future will be. Number 12, fearing aging instead of embracing it. Aging is often portrayed as something to fear. Society bombards us with messages that youth is the ideal, that growing older is a process to be resisted, and that wrinkles, grey hair, and slowed physical abilities are signs of decline rather than badges of experience. But is aging really something to dread? Or is it, in fact, an opportunity for growth, wisdom, and a more profound appreciation of life? From a young age, we are conditioned to associate aging with loss of beauty, vitality, and independence. The media glorifies youth with anti-aging products flooding the market, promising to turn back time. Celebrities undergo drastic cosmetic procedures to maintain their youthful appearance, reinforcing the idea that getting older is something to be ashamed of. However, this narrative does not reflect reality. Aging is a natural and inevitable process, and resisting it only creates stress and insecurity. Instead of fearing wrinkles, we should view them as a testament to our experiences, our laughter, and our resilience. The pressure to look young often distracts us from the real beauty of aging, the wisdom and depth of character that come with a life well lived. The fear of aging, known as geraskophobia, can have significant psychological effects. People who dread getting older often experience increased anxiety, depression, and a diminished quality of life. This fear can prevent individuals from fully enjoying the present moment, as they are too focused on trying to hold on to youth. Studies have shown that those who embrace aging with a positive mindset tend to live longer and healthier lives. They experience less stress, have lower rates of heart disease, and are more likely to engage in fulfilling social activities. The mind has a powerful influence on the body. Fearing aging can create stress-related illnesses, whereas accepting it can promote well-being. Instead of focusing on what we lose as we age, we should shift our perspective to what we gain. With each passing year, we acquire knowledge, emotional depth, and a greater understanding of ourselves and the world. Many cultures, particularly in Asian and indigenous communities, revere their elders, as recognizing them as valuable sources of wisdom and guidance. Growing older allows us to develop a deeper appreciation for life. We become more emotionally intelligent, better at handling challenges, and more capable of forming meaningful relationships. The superficial concerns of youth fade, replaced by a more profound sense of purpose and fulfillment. While aging is inevitable, how we age is largely within our control. Research shows that lifestyle choices play a significant role in the aging process. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, mental stimulation, and strong social connections can significantly improve the quality of life in later years. Exercise! Physical activity keeps the body strong, reduces the risk of chronic diseases, and improves mental health. Studies show that even simple activities like walking, yoga, or strength training can slow down the aging process. Nutrition, a diet rich in fruits, vegetables, healthy fats, and lean proteins can enhance longevity. Foods high in antioxidants help combat oxidative stress, a key factor in aging. Mental engagement, lifelong learning, puzzles, reading, and engaging conversations keep the brain sharp and reduce the risk of cognitive decline. Social connections, maintaining strong relationships and participating in community activities boost emotional well-being and longevity. Aging should not be seen as a countdown to decline, but as an accumulation of moments, experiences, and wisdom. Instead of dreading another birthday, we should celebrate it as a privilege. Many people do not get the chance to grow old. Practicing gratitude is a powerful way to shift our mindset about aging. Instead of lamenting what we no longer have, we should appreciate what we do have. Each wrinkle tells a story. Each grey hair is a mark of experience, and each year is a gift that allows us to continue learning and evolving. Medical professionals emphasize the importance of embracing aging rather than fearing it. Studies have shown that those who view aging positively tend to have better mental and physical health outcomes. Instead of seeing birthdays as reminders of aging, doctors encourage people to see them as opportunities for self-reflection and growth. Here are some practical tips to age gracefully and joyfully. Stay active. Engage in physical activities that you enjoy, whether it's walking, dancing, or swimming. Movement keeps the body and mind agile. Nourish your body. Eat whole, nutrient-dense foods that fuel your energy and support overall health. Prioritize mental health. Practice mindfulness, meditation, or journaling to maintain emotional well-being. Keep learning. Stay curious and open to new experiences, whether it's learning a new skill, picking up a new hobby, or traveling. Cultivate meaningful relationships, spend time with family and friends, and engage in social activities to maintain emotional connections. Practice gratitude. Keep a gratitude journal or reflect daily on the things you appreciate about your life. Laugh often. Humor and joy are key components of a fulfilling life. Surround yourself with positivity. Aging should not be seen as a countdown to decline, but as an accumulation of moments, experiences, and wisdom. Instead of dreading another birthday, we should celebrate it as a privilege. Many people do not get the chance to grow old. Practicing gratitude is a powerful way to shift our mindset about aging. Instead of lamenting what we no longer have, we should appreciate what we do have. Each wrinkle tells a story, each grey hair is a mark of experience, and each year is a gift that allows us to continue learning and evolving. Medical professionals emphasize the importance of embracing aging rather than fearing it. Studies have shown that those who view aging positively tend to have better mental and physical health outcomes. Instead of seeing birthdays as reminders of aging, doctors encourage people to see them as opportunities for self-reflection and growth. Here are some practical tips to age gracefully and joyfully. Stay active. Engage in physical activities that you enjoy, whether it's walking, dancing, or swimming. Movement keeps the body and mind agile. Nourish your body. Eat whole, nutrient-dense foods that fuel your energy and support overall health. Prioritize mental health. Practice mindfulness, meditation, or journaling to maintain emotional well-being. Keep learning. Stay curious and open to new experiences, whether it's learning a new skill, picking up a new hobby, or traveling. Cultivate meaningful relationships. Spend time with family and friends. Engage in social activities to maintain emotional connections. Practice gratitude. Keep a gratitude journal or reflect daily on the things you appreciate about your life. Laugh often. Humor and joy are key components of a fulfilling life. Surround yourself with positivity.